So I've been working on a cheaper tool changer, and I presented the single extruder concept in my last video. However, the tight hole and slot in the hotend wore out and the tool changer stopped working. So I decided to try and save the design by adding metal bushings. And this is actually something a lot of you recommended in the comments of my previous video. Now, the only problem I ran into is that it didn't go as well as I hoped on. So in this video, I'll go over what I actually did and what I'm planning to do next. Now, my goal is to salvage the hotend parts as they are without having to redesign them or reprint them. That way I can quickly test the metal bushing idea and then move on with testing the tool changer. So the question is, where exactly do I start with the bushing idea? And the first place I looked at is to figure out how much do bushings with slots cost off the shelf. And it turns out they can kind of get very expensive. And I also can't make the slot myself because I don't have the equipment in my garage. So I also looked at specialized hardware for locating parts, and those are also quite expensive for this project, which any of these will basically defeat the whole point because you might as well build the more expensive versions of the tool changer. So I had to find a way to get around that, and pretty much, we really need a tight hole and a slot because of all the mechanical tolerances, and we don't want the pins binding up. However, if the slot is too expensive, I'm gonna have to find a different way to get around it. And the one idea I went with is I ordered some metal bushings online. And first I went ahead and I measured all of the internal diameters or IDs of the metal bushings, and I separated them into two groups. One of them was pretty much the tighter holes, and then the second group was the looser holes that are gonna kind of act for me as the slot. And so now that I separated the bushings into the two categories, I'm gonna just start and drill out the holes in the hotend by hand with the drill, just so I can enlarge the hole so that it is big enough to fit the bushing. Now, the tight hole is pretty straightforward, it's just going to be a hole. But the slot hole was a little bit more tricky because what I wanted to do was just take the drill and move it side to side so I can make that a slot in the plastic part. And then when I put the bushings in, it can be wherever it needs to be, and then I'll glue the bushing in place. And so I tried that a few times in a few different ways, and it kind of didn't work out too well. It turned out that the first time when I tried to glue the bushings in, some of the bushings were a little too far, and so the pin wouldn't engage with the bushing. And then so I just decided, well, I'm going to add an extra bushing in each hole, that way the pin will engage with the bushing. However, once I did that, the pins didn't really slide in and out easily, probably because the bushings were misaligned a little. And the pins were not as parallel. So I ended up having to make the holes pretty loose in the hotend so that the bushings can fit exactly where they need to be, and then glued the bushings in place. But unfortunately, I just wasn't able to get the bushings to stay in place and stayed glued pretty strongly to the hotend. Now, before I move on to the next thing I tried, I just want to say a huge thank you to you for your support for this project. Thank you to all of you who commented in the previous video with all of your suggestions and what you would use your tool changer for. And I also want to say a huge thank you to those that actually supported the project on Buy Me a Coffee and donated money or bought 3D models. And I really appreciate that support. It means a lot to me, and it will help fund the project and make it a success so that more people will have access to tool changers so that they can 3D print in multiple colors or in multiple materials with little to no waste and quickly. If you want to support the project, you can find the links down below in the description. Now, back to what I did next. So after trying a few things and not being able to successfully glue the bushings to the hotend, I decided to try to flip the printer on its back and then glue them in. Now, at this point I was getting a little frustrated, so I didn't capture the video. But the bushing still didn't stick to the hot end. The glue seemed to just flow past the bushing and deeper into the hole. Then I went around and I just took some plumber's putty and I tried to plug up the holes and in a way where the glue wouldn't flow down and at the same time wouldn't go to the pin, but that just didn't seem to work. The glue still seemed to find a way to flow around the putty, and actually for one of the pins it flowed right to where the pin was and it just bonded the pin to the bushing in place. And when I went to pull out the hot end, the bushing just stayed on the pin and ripped out of the hot end. So at this point I decided to take a step back and just wonder what to do next. And there was really three options. One, I can continue with the bushing idea and just redesign and enlarge the hole in the CAD and think about ways to handle the different misalignments. The nice thing about this idea is that it'll allow me to still have the parts 3D printable, which is a lot more accessible to many people. The other option number 2, is I can move to metal parts. And with metal parts, I can control the tolerances a lot more and the fit will be way better. And that's actually another thing that a lot of you guys recommended, is just switching to metal parts. And that is a great option. And there's also a third option, which is a kinematic mount. And this is also another option that you guys proposed in the comments below. So you might be asking, well, why did it make sense for me to make such a basic mistake on this tool changer project? Well, the answer was basically with the experience I had in the past and the experience I didn't have in the past. In the past, I used pins with tight holes and slots all the time to position parts precisely. However, they are always machined custom parts. And also oftentimes, it's for a few cycles, like maybe once or twice or 3, 5, 10 times a day, not much more. And many times, once you assemble the parts, the machine stays together. Now, I am aware of kinematic mounts, but I've actually never designed a custom one. I've used off-the-shelf kinematic mounts from like Thor Labs, but all I have to do is just arrange them. I don't have to design the kinematic mounts themselves. So for me to design, let's say, a kinematic mount, I would have to design it from scratch, and which means extra time. And I wanted to eliminate all the extra time possible because I wanted to get the answer I was looking for. I wanted to test the idea. And then once I find out if the idea even is possible, then I would make any design updates and develop the tool changer as I go along. So, which mounting design will I pursue in the next update? And I made the decision to just go ahead and start working on the kinematic design. And basically it comes down to the fact that it's been already a proven design, it works, it's repeatable, it's reliable, so I'll just go ahead and I'll start working on that and put that into the tool changer. Now, there is a risk with the kinematic mount for the single extruder tool changer, and that is the extruder has to do side-to-side motions, and that produces some forces. So I'm not sure if the kinematic mount will have enough force to keep the hot end in place. I think it should, but it's just a risk that I can see that might happen that we might need to address in the future. But if it does come up, I think there will be ways to address it. So that's the answer for now, is I'll start working on the kinematic mount and I'll provide a video once I have something to share. And so with that, if you haven't seen the first video of the tool changer, go ahead and watch it next. In that video, I will present why I'm working on that tool changer, and I'll present the first prototype that worked for a short amount of time, proving that the idea does work, although it needs to be improved. With that, see you in the next video.